This is Roppongi. This is Roppongi. Do you understand? This is Japan. You come out here to hostess or do whatever, and suddenly all your little social barriers that you had before and all your personal little morals completely slip. Things just go into warp. Nobody knows you here. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a shit whether or not you're prostituting yourself, you're stripping, whatever kind of work you're doing. And it warps your head.
I'd heard you could make loads of money working as a hostess in Tokyo, and it sounded like a laugh. So me and my friend Dahlia came out here and found jobs for ourselves. When you tell people you're a hostess, they basically think you're a slut. We didn't like that, so we started filming it all. My younger sister Kat came over to try her luck as a hostess and let us film her story.
And I think what it involves is basically flirting, being nice, bringing them their drinks, singing with them, maybe dancing with them, and no sex at all, which is one of the only reasons I'm doing it. I wouldn't consider it otherwise.
On Kat's first night, we took her to look for work.
It went all right. She asked me to fill in a form and asked me quite a lot of questions. My nationality, how old I was, acted a bit suspicious, said she'd call me Monday afternoon. I didn't like the look of the place. She made me really nervous. She made me feel really uncomfortable. So she just asked me questions and then reacted as if she didn't believe me.
Like what?
Like that my nationality was British.
What else? Which ones?
My height, and then she didn't believe me when I told her my height. It's ridiculous. She acted as if she didn't believe me. She made me stand up next to her and then asked a girl what the difference was between me and her. And it was just a dodgy atmosphere. Now I'm going on to Greengrass, which has recently changed its name since it was found out that it was a club that Lucy Blackman worked at. So I'm gonna go there now and see if they like me and they'll give me a job.
The brutal murder of English hostess Lucy Blackman shocked everyone in Roppongi. We sometimes made light of it. It was the only way for us to deal with it.
My mother said to me, she's Greek, and she said to me, so Katerina, should I do the accent? Should I do that again? She said to me, so Katerina, I read today, that there was an English girl, a nice girl, she was an air hostess, and she went to do this hostessing, and then they decapitated her, and they put her head in concrete, and they threw it at the bottom of the sea after they raped her and dragged her. So how do you feel about that? Which was quite hard for me to answer because obviously I already know about it myself. My mum lives in Greece, but I'd seen it all in the papers in England. And I tried to explain to her that the way I was looking at it was that I know that there are hundreds and hundreds of Western girls that come out every year to do this job. And there's one case that we've heard of this kind of thing happening. So, I mean, it's a risk, but not enough to put me off doing it. It doesn't scare me.
I went downstairs, it looked really, really plush, and said I was looking for work. They said bad timing to call back in a week and a half. They called the manager, but he seemed to like me. He said, this is my name, David, this is my card, give me a call in a week and a half, and there might be positions going, so.
Does it look like the kind of place you want to work?
Definitely.
Okay.
Big money, big money.
I mean, I can't say that I have an unswerving nature or an unswerving morality. I'm not religious, and I'm only 22. There are lots of things I found out about myself since I finished university that I had no idea about before, so I'm sure there'll be more. I wouldn't like to be absolute about anything.
So that's the Tokyo subway now.
A scout like Rene offered to help us find work when we first arrived. He seemed to know everything about Roppongi. The best clubs to work in, the best customers to know. Clubs would pay him over $300 for each girl he found. The prettier the girl, the more money he got.
And we try to meet these people already here, right here in the station, all right? Before they escape on all those little streets. So we just wait here from 6 to 7 until the new people come and look for those clubs, all right? For the interview and everything. There's a lady over there, but we let her go this time. Well, after my divorce, like maybe a year later, I had a girlfriend, and I really couldn't tell her what I'm doing, all right? I cannot say like, well, I'm meeting girls the whole night, you know. I meet about 5 to 10 new people every day. Maybe 2 or 3 out of them make it as a hostess. Sweetie, come over. When I called my mother in Vienna, and I told her what I'm doing, all right? She immediately thinks I'm like a pimp or like a bad man, you know. Of course, hostessing, I think, comes from the Geisha stuff, all right? You know, the Japanese girl in kimono with the white face. They're always like entertainment girls for the rich Japanese people. And out of this, I think hostessing came out in Tokyo.
Hello, could I speak to Mama-san, please? Hello, it's Katerina here from Chloe's sister from last night. Saturday? Oh, Friday, yeah, I can start whenever. 9:30? Friday night. Okay, thank you very much. My first customer was very sleazy. He tried to kiss me loads of times, tried to put his hand up my top, and he was really not attractive, and no, it was just really disgusting. And then a man who was already in there went to the bathroom, past me, and shouted something about how beautiful I was. He gave me 1,000 yen. And then gave the other 2 girls who were sitting there some change. So I was like, okay, whatever, he's drunk out of his mind. Anyway, he went and sat down. 10 minutes later, he left. And he gave me 10,000 yen.
Really?
As he was leaving. I'm about to phone my customers and tell them that I had a really nice time talking to them, and I don't really know what else to say to them at all. I'm really confused about it. So I'm not even sure who I'm calling because I don't remember anybody's name, because I was, apart from the fact of being a little bit drunk, they've all got names that just go in one ear and out the other and all sound the same to me, even though I'm trying to remember them. So I've chosen 2 to definitely call because I actually remember who they are and what they do. And I've chosen one that I'm definitely not calling, who is a 45-year-old man, probably about 11 stone, who calls himself Sugar. I'm going to call him. So. Hello, is that Yukio? Hi, it's Katerina from Fusebox. Do you remember me? I just wanted to say thanks, thank you very much for the other night. I had a really nice time talking to you.
Hostesses have to get on the phone to persuade their customers to take them on a date before work. He's expected to take her into the club where she works and pay for both of them. That's called a dohan, that's what gets the girls points, and that's what makes them money.
What, would you like to meet beforehand and go together? Thank you, Yukio. Bye-bye. Jesus Christ, he wanted to talk about his whole life. This might be the way to go, lay the ground for later on. Maybe if he has a nice time tonight, he'll come into the club with me again another night. I'm not sure. Anyway, he's very keen.
2 weeks into the job, Kat had a day off.
I had my first dohan. You know what that is? When you go out for dinner with a customer and then they bring you into the club. and it was fine. We went out for dinner, we discussed the decline of the Japanese economy, and then he brought me into the club, which is good because it means my points go up. And it's all going fine. I think I'm doing quite well. I'm hoping, Mum, that I'm going to be able to save some money, you know.
They're insecure. They know that if they walk into a hostess club, they're going to have the immediate attention from all the girls. Okay, that's just like guaranteed, right? They are never going to be told, you know, piss off, like, you know, whatever, right? Like, go away, you silly little man, or whatever. They're just never going to be told that, right? They're always going to have attention in a hostess club. And in a bar, they're going to sit there and they have to make their own fun, or they have to like meet their own people, and they have to like try harder, and they actually have to be a human being. And just for a lot of them, that just isn't going to happen. If you stop having fun as a hostess, if you start taking it all too seriously, if you start thinking it's all just about money, only about money, and not about experience and human being, then I think you're really going to screw up. Then you're no better than the customer coming in thinking it's all for real.
The owner of the club that I work in took me and another girl to a restaurant that he owns and sat us down and said, well, I'm going to teach you how to be good hostesses. He said, it's all acting, it's all playing a game, and it's all a fantasy, and you've got to be aware of this.
Don't ask me about yesterday. Yesterday was... I forget.
Jana was easily the best hostess in Roppongi. She'd bring a different customer into the club every night.
So I came for modeling job, yeah? And then, like, you part of time you will be working as a hostess. I was like, what's the mean hostess? For me it was shock, like, first week, shock. I was sitting in the club and I was like scary, you know? Like, what's the mean here? What I have to do, speak with them. What I have to do, drink with them. Like, every, 1 hour move the table, yeah? You're trying to, conversation with someone and then you move.
Were you the top hostess?
Everybody was telling me. I just was using my mind.
I think they are well aware of the dangers, potential dangers. The murder case of the Miss Lucy Blackman is well-known fact. It's their own responsibility if they take up a job as a hostess.
Out of all the customers we spent time with, Takashi seemed genuinely interested in what we were doing.
Did you ever meet Lucy Blackman?
I happened to sit with her 3 times at Casablanca. Yes. I paid in a credit card, so my name is registered. The police, checked every customer who sat with Lucy Blackman. Okay. And homicide called me up one day, asking for a cooperation. So why not? I gave all the information I had, but totally, I just sat her twice and talked a little nonsense. Little chat, and I don't remember very well.
The owner of the club said if they start saying, I want to have sex with you or whatever, you should never just say no. Just say to them, oh, well, for me sex is about love and I really like you and I want to get to know you better before we have sex, and it's not that I don't find you attractive, of course you are, but...
I'm her boyfriend. In Japanese called boyfriend.
He said just play it really innocently and just make sure that they keep coming and you string it along for as long as possible without having sex with them.
Western men would probably think, I can go to a bar and talk to any woman I want and I don't have to pay for it. You know what I mean? I think that they would think it was in some way demeaning to have to pay for the privilege of just sitting and talking to you. I think there were English guys. These English guys came into the bar and got talking to girls, two of the girls that were there, and they actually went upstairs to the private karaoke room. And, you know, they were told, you know, it cost whatever, what costs were involved. And about an hour afterwards, one of the guys came down and approached, you know, the person behind the bar and said, oh, look, we've been up there for an hour now and all we've been doing is singing karaoke. When does the action start? And she's going, that's it. That's as much action as you're going to get, I'm afraid. So, I mean, that says it all, really. Like, the whole idea of not even being able to get their head around the concept that there's no sex. There's got to be sex. If there's money involved and women, there's got to be sex somewhere. Otherwise, what the hell are you doing there?
I need you. I love you. You love me?
Yeah.
I sure.
Yeah.
How to make love tonight?
I don't know, you tell me.
It's a game. You can play the part, and hostesses can play their part. It's a drama. I don't know how many acts, but it's a drama.
Just as a girl begins to take on a hostess mentality, so does the man take on the customer mentality. He begins to treat the girls like commodities, and it's like shopping. I want to sit with that one today. She looks good. I don't feel like her. I feel like this one. And that becomes dehumanising.
2 months into the job, Kat was beginning to treat the hostess game like real life.
I do fancy him. I really do. We went out last night, actually. And well, I fancied him the first time I sat with him. The first time he asked for me and I sat with him, I realised that I quite fancied him. And then the second time he came in, and he came in at, what time did he come in? 10 o'clock. And he sat with me until 3 o'clock in the morning. He sat with me for 5 hours. And I couldn't believe that he didn't want to leave at the end of the night. I was really quite flattered.
Dahlia's customer, Mackie, had been going to hostess clubs since before we were born.
Young girls, especially you, feel friendly to talk to me. I've been keeping a single life. After I finished school, sometimes I feel lonely. So that I want to have a partner.
What is the likelihood of them finding a serious relationship?
Zero. 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 Beyond zero. And honestly, I don't know who else you've taped, but if there's somebody else saying, oh yeah, we fell madly in love, like, okay, no. No. She's like madly in love with his wallet, and he's madly in love with the fact that she's like foreign and younger and whatever. But honestly, no. That cannot be a healthy, normal relationship. No, of course not. It's fantasy land.
They're trying many, many ways. They're trying many, many ways. They believe more, much more. Oh, she's my girlfriend. It's like your hell starting.
Did you ever take a girl to a hotel?
No, I cannot afford. I couldn't afford. It's very expensive. So the guy doesn't have to buy a dress, clothes, to go to the expensive restaurant to treat her. And then there's have to take us on some places.
If you are very rich, would you do this?
No, I don't want to be in that.
The customer was offering for sex, having sex, like 1 million yen. So if the girls did it, it's their problem. For me, it's no way. I have my codes, that's it.
By this time, Kat's own codes were being challenged. The customer she actually fancied had been turning on the charm.
Then actually we went out on Friday night after work again, and I was really, really, really drunk and really honest with him.
And I said to him, look, I don't understand. Are you looking for a serious relationship? You know, and he was like, yeah, I am. And I said, well, I don't believe you, because you would have found someone by now. You're still quite young, you're good looking, you've got an amazing job, you're interesting. But he insisted that that he was looking for a relationship. And then he asked me to go to a love hotel. He said, we don't have to have sex. I said, well, A, you're saying that now, but once we get there. And B, in fact, I might be tempted to, because I do fancy him. And I don't want to have sex with him and then feel hurt afterwards or anything like that.
Blonde hair. She's beautiful. In my mind, I wanted to make sex with her, but we didn't.
Did you fall in love with her?
Yeah, but she didn't. To me, it's okay.
Kat's most committed customer has been paying the club $2,000 a week to spend all his free time with her. Frustrated she's leaving Japan so soon, he's trying to force the game.
Are you really considering sleeping with him? Are you considering having a relationship, okay, with a 40-something-year-old, fat, short Japanese man who shares a room with his wife and 2 children? At this point in time, at 2 o'clock in the morning, drinking my vodka shots at home, I am considering it. I am considering it. I'm completely out of my normal social world, and so is every single girl who works in this place. And so maybe my friends would go mental at me, but you've got to understand that this is Roppongi.
Tell me what happened tonight with this guy.
He said to me, "Oh, there's something I want to tell you, very seriously." He said, "I'm getting impatient," and it was a real. It shouldn't have been a shock, but it was a real shock. Most hostesses have to face up to this ultimatum at some point in time. I know that if I say to him, no, I've decided I'm definitely not going to have sex with you for a while, that he will stop calling me and stop coming into the club and just forget about me. And fair enough.
How do you know that he doesn't go to other clubs and do exactly the same thing and call up the mama-san and say, is there anyone nice in tonight? And do it with 4, 5, 6, 7 other clubs. And then say to a girl, I just, I know you're going to be leaving in a couple of months' time, but, I just want to share, I just want to have this time with you and have this relationship and have whatever we can together so that I can have these memories and keep them for the rest of my life. How do you know he doesn't do that with tons of other girls?
Do you think they'd think you're a prostitute if they saw you? Well, would I be a prostitute? I might be. I might actually be a prostitute. This place is just really unhealthy. Why? Because there are no constraints. No one's stopping you from doing anything, and everybody's doing things that they normally shouldn't be doing. And everybody's lying to everybody else, and everyone's playing games with everybody and leading everybody on, and it's all fine and okay, supposedly. I don't know. I'm not going to sleep with him. Just fuck it. It's not worth it. I don't know. I don't know.
Rolling.